And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at a little tiny card game called XYbrid. Now this game, I saw at a convention and it really attracted me because it had little clear cards, and you basically built these weird hybrids of, you know, a panda head mixed with robot legs, mixed with a praying mantis arm. Well, that sounds amazing, but is the game fun? Let's take a look. So at the beginning of each round, you're going to be putting a number of parts in the middle of the table. There's a whole parts pile here of body parts for these creatures, equal to the number of players times 2 plus 1. Each player is going to choose a starting body part, so maybe I'll pick this gorilla one. This is a biological one. There's 4 different types. Players also have 3 cards here that they'll be able to using, so I'm going to be able to play one of these. This, like, for example, says my robot parts get plus 1 this round. Choose a part in my hand, then attach that part to your monster as though it was an auxiliary part. Gain infamy, that's points equal to the number of biological parts in your deployed pile. So that's the one I'm going to work on. So on a player's turn, they're going to, if they have a mission thing, they can activate one of those. Then they can draw a part from the lab. Now when you draw a part from the lab, you can add that part to your creature. So for example, here's a mission thing that I could have used later on, but I might stick this on my character now. It's an arm. And I can deploy it right away. I'm put it on my card. When I draw some things, it might say destroy any number of parts in the lab. So I have to be careful on that too. So when I draw these cards, and we're going to just keep building and adding more monsters. We're going to be drawing these parts and trying to play them and put them on the creatures. Now when the lab runs out, we'll add, we'll fill it back up. And we're going to keep going till everyone has a creature that they can form. So maybe I will eventually get this boa constrictor carriage down here. I'll give myself a head. You need 2 arms. So you can see here, if my creature, we'll take a closer look at this creature. You can see he has 2 arms, a head, and legs. You can also add auxiliary parts. So maybe he'll have a unicorn horn here, and maybe I gave him a smoke generator. All right, I'm not sure what all this does. Now, as you're placing these, you're also destroying things of other people, and then you're going to deploy your creatures. So at the end, once everyone's done, you deploy your creatures, and any deploy effects on them might happen. So like, for example, if I have a dart frog limb here, the deploy thing says you may destroy a part attached to a monster of value 2 or less. If you do, gain infamy equal to that part's value. So that's great. Lets me destroy something someone else has. After things are destroyed and everything else, you're going to count up the infamy points on all the parts that you still have, plus each card in your hand, because you could have drawn extra cards waiting for other people to finish their monsters. And whoever has the most infamy points, or everyone's going to add those infamy points to their total. You're then going to take all these cards and stick them in a deploy pile until you can build another monster. Another monster? This one looks pretty good. He has a wrecking ball here, has some treads. That seems pretty neat. And he's going to use that frog arm to destroy something else. I'm pretty happy with this one. This one's kind of cool too. I really like this crystal arm he has. And the tail's pretty helpful too. So I like this one. This one's a little disturbing here with the shark head. Let's see. Maybe the panda head would be better. And let's get rid of that and give him a gorilla arm. I don't know about the gorilla arm. What if we give him the brain, a human brain? Huh. All right. Either way, after 3 rounds, you'll count up the points, and there's an app you can download to do the points, or you keep them on score. Remember, you could be playing one of these each round, which could possibly give you more points. Whoever has the most points is the winner. The game is all about these clear cards, obviously, and they work really well. As in many of these games that come with these clear cards, there's a thin layer of film on them which you can pull off. But there's all kinds of cool things. We got bear. I mean, it's what attracted me to the game in the first place, was looking at all these parts. I mean, if nothing else, it's fun to sit around and create some sort of creation with all these different parts. Robot legs, a steamroller, a chipper, which you can use if you go up north and on a police case. And then there's all sorts of torsos that you can pick from. So yeah, the game, the components are really high quality. So XYbrid, first of all, I gotta say, it's a little pricey for the game, and I think it's because there's all those clear cards in there. But it's a pretty small game, but I like it. Now, I don't think it's amazing, right? It's just okay, the gameplay. I like it for two reasons. One, it's just fun to build those creatures. I can give it to my kids, and they can just build all sorts of weird, strange, monstrous creatures. But the gameplay itself is not bad. It's just, it's kind of a take that game. You are drafting from the center, so you're going to pick things that are worth a lot of points. Although it's tempting to get distracted by things that look cool. So you're picking things that are points, but you also might pick things where you can attack your opponent and get rid of points that they have. Now, the game is slightly problematic, like who do you attack? Well, the person with the most points, or the person who just looked at you the wrong way, or your sister, you know, whatever you're going to do. So you play these monsters, and then a bunch of things happen, and your monster might get torn up. And honestly, there should have been a little score pad in this box for the price. But you kind of do that, you play your cards, and the game's over. It's not a very long game. I'd say maybe half an hour. And as the game goes by, you'll make these creations that you might just take pictures of. The clear card aspect works really well. So it might sound like I'm a little down in this game. I don't mean to be. I had an enjoyable time playing it. It just wasn't fantastic. It just was the game. If it wasn't for how fun it was to put all these things together, it would probably be blah. But that kind of elevates it just past the point where I'd say, yeah, sure, I'll play it for a little while. And there is some interesting choices to make, but sometimes you're just like, well, I guess I'm stuck with this arm. I guess I'm going to watch you blow up that really expensive head I just bought, which is a little funny too. The 3 cards that you have kind of give you some guidance, like you should be drafting these parts of cards. And other than that, though, it's just kind of not, I wouldn't say brainless, because there's a lot of brains in this game. Brainless fun, but it's not a lot of thinking into it too. It's a fun game to watch everyone go back and forth and build monsters. And then if you want that, then this is a game you should get. XYbrid. Or XYbrid? Or who knows. I'm Tom Vasel. Thanks for watching the Dice Tower. Dice Tower Judgment. Pleasantly fun take that game.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.